Hi, and welcome to meditation. I am Rebecca, and I'm so happy to see you today. I am recording this session, but you are not on the recording, just me. So welcome. It's nice to be back together again, as we are each Friday. But my thoughts go to you throughout the week. At the end of class last week, pardon my cough, we started talking about habits and the things that draw us, both for the good and for the less than good, less than ideal. And in yoga philosophy, there is a concept called samskaras. And they are the impressions that are made when you do something that has a lot of energy behind it, right? So when you come to yoga or come to meditation and there's energy behind it, it becomes a habit, right? It becomes a habit with hopefully positive associations. And the more energy you put into coming, the more it becomes part of what you seek to do. So of course, that's an example of samskara we would call positive. And then of course, there are samskaras that might be less desirable, things that we do habitually that we might not choose to do if our mind was more focused on what is being done. And we are trying to find the way to draw our attention to what we are drawing on our attention to. Say that again. We are trying to draw our attention to the things we are already drawing our attention to, so that we are mindful of what is getting our energy, so that we can choose where we want our energy to go. So Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh of blessed memory wrote that when you contemplate the big full sunrise, the more mindful and concentrated you are, the more the beauty of the sunrise is revealed to you. Suppose you're offered a cup of tea, very fragrant, very good tea. If your mind is distracted, you cannot really enjoy the tea. You have to be mindful of the tea. You have to be concentrated on it so the tea can reveal its fragrance and wonder to you. And that is why mindfulness and concentration are such sources of happiness. That's why a good practitioner knows how to create a moment of joy, a feeling of happiness at any time of the day. So what he's saying is that our mindfulness allows us to be really present and to notice the things that are of importance to us. And our mindfulness allows us to recognize when our attention is flowing towards something that is less than helpful to us. There's another concept in Buddhism called Shenpa, which is taught by the Buddhist monk Pema Chodron. And she uses the metaphor of an itch and a scratch, right? So there's an itch, something that captures your attention, and you scratch. And the more you scratch, the more it itches. So the more that you pay attention to whatever that trigger is, that thing that's asking for your attention, the more it will get your attention. And that's not necessarily negative. It's just that we want to choose. We want to be able to choose the things that matter to us and the things that we want to be committed to. And so as we go into our meditation today, I would ask you to be mindful, as we always are, of where your attention goes. We've gone through all of these many ways of noticing our thoughts, noticing our emotions, noticing the sensations that are popping up, and allowing ourselves to recognize with great compassion and without judgment what's present, and then allowing it to float away and not capture us. So we are not going to scratch the itch. We notice the itch, and then if we take our attention to sacred center, to our breath, to our sensations that are positive, to whatever we've chosen, the beautiful flowers, right? If we take our attention somewhere else, then it's not always true that the itch will lessen, but it is often true that the itch becomes less present. And so we can then go about our day with our energy focused on the things that bring us real joy and real comfort. So I'm going to read this poem by Mary Oliver called Mindful, and then I'll lead us into our meditation. Pardon my cough. Every day I see or I hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It is what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. Oh, good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made out of grass. Remember that where attention goes, your energy flows. So let's set ourselves up for practice. Take a moment to find your meditative posture, whether that is lying down or sitting up, well supported. Make sure that you have a place where you can elongate your spine in a supported but wakeful posture. And begin to notice what's present. What do you see in your space around you? What do you feel? What's the temperature and the air? What's the light? Is there a scent? A taste? What do you feel beneath your hands, under your feet? And then begin to turn your attention more deeply inward to notice your inner landscape. What is coming up for you as you come to the cushion, as we say, as you come to your meditation? Beginning to notice what is present for you. Allowing those thoughts, those feelings, those sensations to come in. Greet them. And then release them without judgment and with great compassion, so that we can choose to what we turn our attention, to where our energy flows. Begin to notice your breath, the sensation of breath as it enters the body, without changing it, without judging it, just allowing your attention to be drawn to the sensation of breath. Or if there's another sensation that's more comfortable for you, perhaps your sacred center is a sound, or a sight. If you keep your eyes open and soft in your gaze, maybe you're glancing at a flower or a candle. You choose your sacred center, what you will come back to as thoughts, emotions, sensations appear. Begin to lengthen your spine on your inhales, reaching the crown of your head for the sky or elongating wherever you're positioned. Begin to be aware of the exhales that allow you to let go of anything that isn't serving you today, anything that doesn't need to be employed in the business of keeping you upright, lengthened. Let the breath flow in and out, in and out, releasing through your feet and legs, your hips, low back and low belly, your middle body, heart open, softened behind the heart, between your shoulder blades. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears, arms heavy, hands soft and open. Release your neck and jaw. Soften the muscles of your face, around your eyes, and between your eyebrows. Smooth out your forehead and soften the crown. As thoughts, sensations, emotions pop up, greet them and release them. You may notice the itch and choose not to scratch. Choosing where your energy flows. We'll move into meditation now. Please let me know if you don't hear the music. Begin to deepen your breath, bringing small movements into hands and feet, arms and legs. Maybe rolling your head slowly side to side. If you're lying down, carefully roll to one side and pause before pressing yourself up to sitting, allowing your attention to stay deeply inward for another moment or two. We'll seal our practice with one chant of Om for the community we create when we practice together. Bringing hands together at heart center, we'll inhale. Om. Om Shanti, peace, peace, peace. Jai Bhagwan. May the light in each of us be victorious. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me and with each other.